We're doing the things. I don't have my jacket this time. My, like, school jacket thingamabob. It's so gross and humid. That's why I'm not wearing it. Now, for today's train news. Today's headlines are: Hotspots of Tokyo. Penguin Sniper is open for business in Kichijoji. What's Penguin Sniper, you ask? Radar starts Friday. A zoo? A pet shop? No, it's a tragic story of a penguin with 300 confirmed kills, about to become 301. A train lunch for darts and billiards. Whether alone or in a group, how you play is up to you. Oh, it's that one lounge. Next time we go, I'm gonna play darts too. Still, there sure are a lot of shops in Kichijoji. We should take our time and look around when we get the chance. Alright, neat. Yeah, I had a decent look around. I did. I haven't gone into the jazz club. I don't know if it's for sure available yet. Response to Madarama's press conference was huge. Everyone's talking about the calling card. Girls are checking me out today. Maybe they can't help but sense my overflow and Phantom Thief charisma. Oh shit, I finally started to be popular with all the oh no. Something strange, I don't know.
For real?
Of course there is. My uniform, man, my uniform. I'm supposed to switch to summer uniforms today. Oh, is that why I'm not wearing that? Hello, Nashar, how's it going today? I know people are looking at me. God damn it. I gotta go home and change. You go on ahead. So is this just the summer uniform? Is that what's going on here? Or it's just you're dressing a bit lighter because it's really warm out and stuff? I guess so. Holy shit, you're pale. Short sleeves are so not for you. Shut up. Jeez, anyway, did you catch the news yesterday? Watching that famous artist cry his eyes out over all the artwork he's stolen? Same thing happened to Kamoshida, right? Both got weird calling cards too. If you ask me, the same person is behind all this. The news this morning said a group called Enharmon— Hey, it actually says the names sometimes— are the ones behind the cards. And the freaking 1 year resub. Jesus Christus, absolutely. My goodness. I appreciate the 1 year resub, Nishara. A whole year. You finally have that freaking fancy hat badge thingamabob there. I appreciate the 1 year of being subbed. That is a heck of a long time. Enjoy another month of the emotes and the sub badge and stuff.
1 year already? Jesus Christus.
Jesus Christus, it says. Wow. Yeah, that is a long time right there. That's a big milestone there. I do greatly appreciate it. That is, you know, a very long time to be subbed. What's behind the cards? I don't know how they get people to confess. I mean, they can't literally be stealing hearts. Blackmail, maybe? Ah, made it. Sprinting first thing in the morning was a bad idea. What does your shirt say? Ho ho rule? Well, that's definitely my personal best. By a lot. Ho ho rule. Something like that. Well, it's lunchtime. Oh, what's going on here? This looks important.
In regard to that matter we spoke of earlier.
I have nothing to report yet.
Nothing at all? How many students are there who could provoke a teacher?
I've already narrowed it down. I just can't get any solid evidence. You knew, didn't you? About Mr. Kamoshida sexually harassing students. Sir!
What will come of you asking that?
This investigation is for a just cause, correct?
I believe I understand how flustered this must be making you. I'm sure it was truly shocking for you as student council president to see a peer attempt suicide.
Yes.
We must provide a school environment where all students can feel at ease. That is the most pressing issue we have to tackle at the moment.
So that's your reason behind this investigation on the Phantom Thieves of Hearts? We don't even know if they truly exist. Why are you...
You heard about the incident with that Madarame fellow, I assume?
They said there was a similar calling card to the one used in Mr. Kamoshida's case.
I wish to believe that this is unrelated to our students.
Yes.
That is where I stand. I suggest you devote your energy to the task at hand, not unnecessary questions.
She's getting a little bit suspicious of Mr. Principal guy.
You mean that guy
he's worried that he's gonna be outed for something bad too, right?
Apologize for what I've done.
Look, it was written on the blackboard.
It was really those phantom thieves? You know, the whole stealing your heart thing? That? There's no way. But then again, it seems too convenient for it all to just be coincidence. Yeah.
How's it going? Have you found our next big target?
The principal.
I just started looking
Wait, no,
yesterday.
it was the
One day
guy,
I'm gonna
the
find one
big
back
guy
for
in the
you.
blue shirt that was shown to us
Oh, yeah.
before starting
Yes,
this
that's
arc.
true. By the
I
way,
forget the name of,
sighted on the TV
right?
station. What about you two?
Huh? Oh, crap, the social studies trip. Oh, I just want to ditch it.
I don't think my
Well, go to
microphone
your
picked it
school
up because it was too
activities.
quiet,
Didn't
but my
I tell
doggy
you
just
not
did
to
a
draw
big
attention
stretch
to
and a big
yourselves?
groan.
Wouldn't me suddenly turning into a good student stand out more?
Quit bickering and go. Then let's all choose the TV station. I heard we're gonna get to watch them tape a show. Maybe there'll be actresses there.
Wait,
Oh well, not like I got anything better to do than waiting for info to come in online. Plus, Morgana's right. Showing up will keep the teachers from getting all suspicious of me. Alright, I'm gonna head back.
no mo
TV,
rules,
huh?
that's what it
Maybe I should get
says.
a haircut.
Not ho-ho rules. It's not
That
festive.
guy's such an idiot. I hope nothing happens.
Alright, well, it's afternoon. I can do things now, right? Nope. I'm just gonna turn auto off and, you know, get to things anyway. Yeah, the voice actors sound familiar to me, but I couldn't place my finger on it, so you looked it up and it was the same voice actor as Count Berglia's? Like, I guess, you know, now I can imagine it now that you bring it up. Just like, Caspar, take these relics. Don't even need a crest to use them. Or whatever the heck. It's so crazy that Count Berglia's is one of those characters that just wasn't in Three Houses, but, you know, then they finally, you know, brought him in for Three Hopes, among a lot of other characters that came in for the first time in Three Hopes, who are only mentioned by name in, you know, Three Houses and stuff. It's weird that every generic NPC is the same school uniform and your characters are the only ones who are special clothed. I mean, outside of our party, maybe if we look on the other side of the classroom, maybe Mishima will look slightly different as well, but also because he isn't a generic NPC either. But yeah, yeah, I mean, it was pretty great having everyone talk about us, huh? Also, Raiden from Mortal Kombat. I'm not actually familiar with Mortal Kombat voice actors myself, as the case. But fun fact about Mortal Kombat, did you know that the games are actually based off of an old Scandinavian folk song? Yeah, apparently they're based off of a Finnish hymn. That is the only topic of conversation at my school, as I'm his pupil. Most of my peers have chosen to ignore me. For real? That's bullshit. Are you going to be okay? There's no need to worry. I don't know where. I don't remember where I saw that joke from. I remember I saw it forever ago, though. I have been dreaming differently from others, as it stood. There's nothing new to me. Okay then. More importantly, do we have any leads on our next mission? You kidding? There's no way we'd find a target that quick. Finnish people casually ripping out each other's spine. Yeah, you know, it was totally happening in stories, in narratives there. I haven't seen JoJo's myself, but I guess he's a role in that as well. Also, speaking about, like, wacky stories, in my history class, say, discussing, you know, the understanding of the body in the Middle Ages, today we talked about some of the very insanely outlandish Christian people in the Middle Ages would make up about Jewish people. And my goodness gracious, the stories that they were coming up with. It was one heck of a history class today. I'll just say, kidding? There's no way we'd find a target that quick. To meds as we go, I don't know. Great idea. I will keep myself free. Please tell me if anything comes up.
Hey, are you listening?
No. You know, pay attention. Is that how you listen when someone's talking to you? Feel murderous intent. Can I? No. It looked like I still need more proficiency, right?
Pay attention.
That's what you get for daydreaming. Kids these days have no respect for their elders. Looks like you need more proficiency to completely dodge that. Ow. Ow. After school. Well,
Senpai,
just don't
One
call
of
me
us is
acoustic
fine.
senpai.
it's really pouring down, isn't it? I thought something like this would happen, so I snuck a collapsible umbrella into your bag.
Oh, handy. What a considerate kitty.
Of course, this isn't something any ordinary cat would do. And just in case you've forgotten again, I'm a human, not a cat. Well, see you around.
Where's your umbrella?
Unfortunately, I forgot it. But it's fine. I'll barely get wet if I run to the station. If anything, it'll make for good training.
You want a piece of this? You want to fucking go?
But Oh, are you offering to share your umbrella?
Probably wouldn't have mattered what I said there.
That'd be wonderful. Thank you so much.
Oh, that's a cool transition. Oh, that's cool.
Thanks again for letting me join you. To be honest, prelims are coming up soon, so I didn't want to take any chances of getting sick.
It doesn't matter what I say here.
Oh, the preliminary competition for gymnastics. 2 huge competitions are coming up.
Why does
One at
everyone
the
else have a
beginning of
clear
summer
umbrella?
And one near the end. If I'm going to participate in the prelims, I have to be selected as my club's representative. And there's a qualifier meet to determine who that rep will be. It's my dream to compete in gymnastics on the global level. So, I plan on maintaining a strict training regimen with my coach.
I'll cheer you on.
I'd be invincible if I had you cheering me on, Senpai.
We just met.
Oh, we're already at the station.
Like, calm down.
I'll be fine from here out. I can't thank you enough for today. I swear, I'll return the favor some.
Hey, isn't that Yoshizawa?
You mean the honors gymnast? She gets the VIP treatment at school and a boyfriend to escort her around? Miss Special Snowflake sure is living on Easy Street.
Was that male voice? What's his face again
I'm
that I don't
sorry.
remember the name
You
for?
shouldn't have to deal
What
with a
voice is Aaron
misunderstanding
Yeager?
like that.
Because, like, I've heard a voice that sounds very much like him in several NPCs throughout this game. Sorry about that.
Oh no. If anything, it's my own fault. The same thing happens in class, too. People are often wary of me because I'm an honor student. The school's expecting me to attain strong results in the upcoming competitions, too. They even told me I didn't have to participate in the cleanup event. But I just don't like getting special treatment. Oh, excuse me. My father's calling. Hello, Dad? What was that? Sorry, my phone's been acting up lately. It's okay. Thanks. I'll see you later. Sorry about that. He asked if I needed a ride since it's raining. A bit overprotective, don't you think?
It doesn't matter what I say, though.
Yes, I definitely agree. Well, I have to get to practice, so it's time for me to go. Thanks so much for today. Excuse me.
Alright, well, neat.
Pretty rough.
Seems like Yoshizawa has it hard too. Never mind that. Having wet fur is the worst. Try to keep me under the umbrella, would you? What's happening? Man, I found some great intel. This time it's bullying by a Kozai student they call a queen. She's been ordering around a male student who goes by the name M. Kinda like the M in S&M. Does M stand for Mishima? That's a secret. Anyway, here are the details. Girl acting like a queen is Hikari Shimizu. Auto scroll. I wonder if it's more likely that a girl will turn out like that if she has an S as an initial. Well, I already posted the warning, so you should take it on when you have the time. Hopefully you don't end up an M. What do you mean by S and M? Those are shirt sizes, right? Is it the size of clothes? Anyway, seems like she's a worthy target. Let's find time to consult the others at the hideout. Okay, sadism is just a sign of love. I'm sure it is. Use an update. Okay. And yeah, in when it comes to Xenoblade stuff there, after you beat Xenoblade Chronicles 3, one of the shots that you get is of a photo that shows Rex over Pyra, Mithra, and Nia, and all 3 of them have a kid. So when Rex is like, I love you and all you guys, he was being quite literal about it. is the was the case. I don't know where the heck to go here. Also, now I gotta yeah, that was a thing there. He really loved all his guys, you know, is the thing. Anyway, scrolling up there before, you know, I had the chat off for cutscenes and stuff. First, the Romans made up crazy stories about the Christians. Then, when they were a majority, Christians made up crazy stories about the Jews. Why people be this way? People just be the way that they are. Some of the stories that we heard in class today, they were really something, I have to say. We went through a few. I'll share one that we went through. One of the ones that we talked about was this story that, coming up on Passover, that, Guzman, wait, gosh dang it! Right as I'm talking about, like, the most racist story that's ever gonna be told on this channel, Guzman comes out of nowhere and gifts 5 subs right at this moment. Like, my goodness, coming out of nowhere with 5 gifted subs. I appreciate the 5 gifted subs, Guzma. Right as I was about to tell a racist story, I mentioned Xenoblade and it summoned Guzma. Yeah, I guess so. I appreciate the 5 gifted subs there, Guzma. You crazy, crazy mad lad. Go now see gifted subs and runs. Yeah, just take these gifted subs and then runs on out of here. I appreciate the crazy mad ladness. Enjoy going wherever you're going there. Anyway, the racist story. I might have to wait for the sub alerts to go through. Might have to wait for that. That's what I might have to do. Hey, at least it's not as long as, you know, the sub animations used to be back when, you know? Never mind. I'll tell the racist story later, is the case. Anyway, welcome in/back to Team Enharmonic, Kangaroo Hullabaloo, Jasmine Pearl, Esper's Eyes, Pink Lemonade, or Sunny, Cam's at 11 months, 1 more month before a year. Farvader, DS Shock Trooper, Puppy Cam, Phantom Knight, and Cernal. We get the spicier one for Cernal, because that's a 22-month resub. What the heck is going on? Now Nishara gifted 5 subs. What the heck is going on here? Alright, we're not telling racist stories, I guess. It's not happening. Racist stories are banned from this channel, I guess so. I guess that's what's happening here. Where the heck am I going? I appreciate the 5 gifted subs there, Nishara. Wait, is that a new gifted sub badge? Oh, that's a 25 gifted sub badge. I appreciate the total of 25 gifted subs. The fancy red badge. Alright, well, people are, generous mad lads are stopping racism with the power of generosity. I can't believe it. I can't believe you've done this. I do greatly appreciate the mad ladness, both Guzman and Nishara, you know. You want to hear the story about racist people being weird? I can still tell it. Hold on. So, wait, what's this about to hang out with Mishima, though? What's this here? Yeah, this is gonna be a little while there. Also, but yeah, welcome in/back to Team Enharmonic, Brad Online TM, Felix, Kraken, Crazy Keller, and Redora Master. But yeah, you seem to have like 1 billion roles in Discord that triggered your gamer instinct to collect badges. I mean, the sub-gifter ones will just be like replaced with the next level, I think, is the way that I usually handle it. Also, back when I started making a bazillion roles in Discord for like all the different tiers of badges that you could get in Twitch, was back when I was still like a really small content creator, and it was only like, you know, maybe 2 or 3 people that were even getting these kinds of things. Nowadays, I'm not always on top of giving everyone the roles that they need. So if ever anyone reaches like the next badge that they need of any given thing and I don't realize, remind me. And Guzman gifted out 5 more subs. What is going on? What is happening here? Guzman, 15 gifted subs right now on a total of 247 apparently. What the heck is going on? There's the video title, Generous Mad Lad Stop Racism via Gifted Subs. I guess so. I guess that's what's going on here. What the heck? I appreciate the 5 more gifted subs, Guzma. Welcome in/back to Team Enharmonic, learn French through video games, Taigu, Adam Long, Azure Samurott, and Gangster Samurott. 2 different Samurotts there. And then the Shiny Samurott getting gifted a sub. Freaking 3 Samurotts getting gifted subs in a row. Welcome back to Team Enharmonic, Azure Samurott, Gangster Samurott, Shiny Samurott. Because we're gifting 1 more sub to VXYC. I don't think I've seen that name before. For 249 subs, I guess. What the heck is going on? And Mortis gifting a sub. This going to Politico Stefan. I appreciate the gifted sub there, but that's apparently, wait, that's 25 gifted subs for you as well. What the heck? There's a Guzman gifting another sub. What is happening here? What? Hold on. Whoa, wait here. Anyone that's watching this on YouTube after the fact, this is what the Twitch chat looks like right now. It's just all these gifted subs. What even? Was there another one? Guzman gifting a sub to Fox Beast? Welcome into Team Harmonic Fox Beast. I'm so lost now. 250 gifted subs. My goodness. So please take your place on the hype train. And you don't want the golden train anymore. You want the purple train. Someone else takes the gold train. My goodness, I appreciate y'all crazy mad lads starting the hype train. My, oh my. Does it say who's in the lead for given things? It doesn't seem to say right now. It's already at level 6. Okay, Guzma. My goodness gracious. I'm so used to, like... I'm more trigger happy for immediately saying Guzma when something crazy happens than Nintendo is trigger happy to issue people cease and desists. My goodness, so I immediately started saying that. Nishara gifting out 5 more subs. Guzma's challenging you. I appreciate the 5 gifted subs there, Nishara. Welcome in / back to Team Harmonic. Why Not Critical, Beautymon, Star Wyvern, Heg Silva, and Mr. Green Lane. I have no idea where the heck Mishima is. So I'm just gonna go hang out with someone else, I guess. Like Takemi. Sure, let's do that, I guess. Sure. I don't know. As I'm just sitting here in the train station and stuff. I don't know they had you're good at 250. That's my first time ever seeing a 250 gift subs badge, actually. You know, we did it. We defeated racism. We did it, Pat. We saved the city. Feels like a day off because I don't have many patients today. What are you here for today? A clinical trial, I guess. Sure, I can become closer thanks to that. I don't think my bond will deepen just yet. Can I say the right things and get it to deepen anyway, or maybe give the right gift? I'll save just in case here. My goodness, I do, you know, greatly appreciate the generous mad ladness from all you nerds that are out here doing crazy mad lad things. What the heck even? Sure, let's do this, and then maybe we'll get the thing up if I give her a good gift, right? How long is this gonna go on? You know, we've had insanely long, you know, subs after subs like this before. Okay, it ended there. But, you know, it usually lasted 3,000 years because the last sub animation was close to a minute long. Whereas this is like 11 or 12 seconds, so it's a lot more manageable. Except for the 1 year plus ones that get the 22-second version. The blue president is 250. You might have to refresh. No, it's purple and like a green bow on my screen here. You might have to refresh, most likely. Takemi's place, she was able to collect useful data. No. And Takemi will grow stronger soon. Oh. Gosh dang it. Gosh dang it. Well, whatever. There's that. Anyway, do I tell the racist story now? I don't even remember what train of thought I was going on for the racist story. But yeah, what do you want to stop? Not anything from the student council president, have you? Yeah, that's what it looks like to me there. Wait. Yeah, well, bluish greenish kind of ribbon there. But yeah. Remember how long that old sub animation went during a hype train? Yeah, I made that in the really early content creation days right there. Phantom Thieves looking jealously at the improvement range from Team Harmonic. Yeah, the Phantom Thieves wish that they could have freaking non-stop... What's the theme name? The Weight of Life. My goodness gracious, I have pushed Xenoblade 3 out of my mind at this time. Why? The Weight of Life from Xenoblade 3 and that crazy animation there. Mr. Honest must be busy kissing ass somewhere. I have to be so harsh. What is this about a student council president? One in our school has kind of been keeping tabs on us. I think she's suspicious of us. Are you sure it's not merely a result of Ryuji's general misconduct? Shut up! No, to be honest, the 3 of you most certainly stand out. Do try to be careful. I cannot be there to look over you at school, you know. That duty rests on your broad shoulders, Harmonia. Got it. I'll make sure to keep an eye on Ryuji, too. You gotta single me out.
The others kind of overshadow you sometimes, but don't forget, you're famous too.
Yeah, I guess.
Just make sure you're careful, okay?
Who now? What's going on here?
Hey,
I'm gonna talk to you. Get over here right now. Can't land. That's not a sufficient explanation. It may come to the entrance of the Velvet Room before we change our minds. That's the door we only see in your world. Better not go to the wrong place. Expect enthusiasm there. Gotta drive home from work now. Not even at home. and is doing that craziness. What the heck? Who are you talking to? That sound really noisy. If you're being summoned somewhere, you should probably get going. My goodness, have a good drive home there, Guzma. But yeah, Goth Doctor has a different English voice actor in Royal versus Vanilla. I heard about that. I don't know why it is. Yeah, maybe something like that. Can we return to the talk about Rex having a freaking foursome with the Xenoblade Chronicles 2 cast? Yeah, I mean, I don't think it's ever elaborated on within Xenoblade Chronicles 3. All that's shown is after you beat the game, and all the characters are, like, you know, being happy and stuff like that. Melia goes and looks at the old replica Monado EX from the Future Connected story that she has on display, whereas Nia looks at an old photo. That's like the whole Xenoblade 2 cast all happy. And Rex has his arms around, like, Pyra, Nia, and Mithra that are sitting in chairs in front of him, and they all have a child in their arms. So, yeah, he really did, you know, love all his guys. And I think that's all that's really touched on in Xenoblade 3 is just that photo, just to show that Rex really loved all his guys after all, as it turned out. When he said, "I love you and all you guys," he really, really meant it. So, you know, there's that. There's that right there. Yeah, it worked out there. My goodness gracious. So, yeah, that's Xenoblade canon. Is the case. But yeah, I noticed you shortened the animation too. You had it play longer initially, but you shortened it up. It's the shorter version for the 1 to 11 month sub, and it's the 22-second version for a 1 year plus sub is the thing. But the animation itself, it goes through a full cycle. I didn't shorten the animation. Because it's probably not hearing this right now, because we're probably driving home. Is the case. But yeah, Rex living every weeb's daydream. Yeah, basically. Basically there. I guess we'll go to the thingamabob right here. Anyway, the racist story? Yeah, I guess he didn't love Zeke, so it wasn't all his guys. But, man, everyone kept on talking about how Nia got the short end of the stick in Xenoblade Chronicles 2. Now it was really Zeke, huh? Hurry back to your prison. Racist story, if I can even remember it after all that. One of the stories that we talked about in history class today was this story about how when it was approaching Passover that Jewish people would kidnap a Christian, usually a almost always being a young Christian boy, and would kill him, sacrifice him, use his blood to smear on their door, because apparently during Passover God would like go around looking at everyone's houses being like, who needs judgment? And if you had blood on your door, then that means that you're fine. Like, they don't need to be judged. You don't need to have like parts of your family killed. You're fine if you have blood on your door. And the blood would also be used as a I don't know what the name is. I have it in my notes, but something that would basically be in the place of yeast in the making of bread is what it would be. Whatever that agent would be. Some term that I hadn't actually heard the name of before. Apparently that was one of the stories that was going around that they were spreading. So that was certainly something. Yeah. That's a story that was going around. So there's that. Cutson? What? Matson? Wait, Hawa? Oh, no, that's a related term. But that's not quite the exact thing. I could go with my notes and Matza something or other was a related term, something along those lines. Hold on, let's see here. My history notes. Oh, let me see here. Sound backward, you think a blight doorstep it means you need some serious judgment? Yeah, you would think so. Let me scroll down my notes that I took earlier today. So let's see here. For this specific one, let's see here. No, not that. Okay, this is what's in my notes. Blood libel is the name of this thingamabob. The charge where they would claim Jews would kidnap someone, always a young Christian boy, consume their blood, essentially make them a stand-in for Jesus. It seems like when we were talking about all these stories, we talked about the fixation that middle-aged Christians would have on this idea that Jewish people were constantly fixated on, like, killing Christ. They were the ones responsible for doing it before, and they're constantly fixated on doing it, like, over and over again. Whether that be through the Eucharist or through, you know, stuff like this. So make him a stand-in for Jesus, usually crucify him. Collect blood to bake into the matzo. Okay, so like that is how it is. So Matzen might be the German name there. So matzo is like that, apparently, is the way that's spelled in my notes. But the actual term that I was thinking of is unleavened. So leavened would be adding things like yeast, and to put into the matzo, which is the name of the bread, would be leavening it with the blood was the idea. So it was normally matzo being typically unleavened Jewish bread, and that would leaven it, essentially. For Passover, and Passover being God's judgment, where if you have blood on your door, punishment would pass you by. And the idea of Passover is like 10 plagues where children die in your family unless you have blood on your door, because the blood on the door shows faith, and celebrates escape from Egyptian enslavement, where the idea is that when they escaped, they couldn't take everything they wanted with them, including leavening agents like yeast and, yeah, stuff like that. So there was that. Our professor told us that if you want to look into the first supposed incident of this, you can look up William of Norwich. Okay, like, I've not looked it up myself yet, you know, it's been a long day for me, but if anyone wants to look it up, apparently this was, like, the first story of it, the first supposed incident was William of Norwich, so maybe I'll look that up later. And apparently the story later got disseminated and, shown that, that wasn't a real thing that happened, and apparently the person became a saint. But apparently, as I have in my notes here, typically around the time, if you find a boy who's died for unusual circumstances just before Passover, then that means that the Christians are probably gonna blame it on the Jews, is the case, But yeah, let's just see here. So that's the name of Jewish bread, gotcha. Christians got the idea from the book Exodus, and apparently thought a singular event of Egypt is just Jewish everyday life. What a weird world that we live in, huh? Which is figured out because all holy saints in the Bible, including Jesus himself, were Jewish. Yeah, is that. Yeah, Catholic too big knowledge that Christians did a lot of effed up stuff, especially when it came to Jews. Oh yeah. Like, we talked about some very interesting story. You want to hear another one here? Want to hear another one here? We didn't talk about this one in detail, we just kind of went through, like, the Spark Notes plot summary of this. But another one of the stories that we discussed in class today was, there was this tale where there was this Jewish boy that was playing with a bunch of Christian friends, and while he was playing with these Christian friends, at some point along the line there, he ended up consuming the Eucharist. And on coming home and revealing to his father that he consumed the Eucharist, this enraged his father, and his father threw him in the oven. But, because he consumed the Eucharist, he was completely protected, so when the oven was opened by the mother, the boy was just fine. He had been saved, it was all wonderful. And so the father was instead thrown to the flames and was burned to death, and the boy and the mother converted and they were saved and stuff. And apparently we were talking a little bit in class about how there was this idea that that essentially Christians at the time would see. What the heck? Why is the word escaping me? Why am I losing the word on this? Baptizement. My goodness. They were seeing baptizing. Why did I forget the name of that for a hot second? I'm dumb today. Anyway, they were seeing baptizing as, like, circumcision of the soul. You're, like, cutting off, like, parts of the spirit. And Christians would look at Jewish people and be like, oh, they're doing physical circumcision. That's, like, the worst, inferior version, because they're circumcising something physically, whereas we're circumcising something spiritually. So in stories like this with the oven story, it kind of centers on the idea that because male, Jewish men, were circumcised, that they were, like, unsavable. Like, they couldn't be converted. Even though, the boy was saved in this story. Apparently, it comes from the idea that if you're, like, below the age of 13-ish, then, you haven't hit the bar mitzvah yet, and you're not yet a man, and therefore you're still savable, even if you've been circumcised. But adult men, or, those that have gotten past the bar mitzvah, were, like, unsavable, unconvertible, essentially, is the way. Spell that out for you, Eucharist, basically being the, embodiment of the body of Christ. This is the way that is spelled. I never knew the way that it was spelled. I had heard the term in passing before, but it's not something that I knew, like, a whole lot of before this, class. But it's like the idea of, you'll eat the, the crackers or drink the wine in church, and when you ingest it, it becomes the body of Christ, or like it embodies that and stuff like that, you know, is essentially the idea. So they would also spread stories being like, oh, they're gonna take they oftentimes take the Eucharist and they're trying to like destroy it for 2 reasons. One, they just like hate Jesus so much they're trying to kill him over and over again. And 2, they're wanting to test if God is actually real, and in all these stories they get like divinely punished and stuff like that. So, you know, it was we were discussing some really crazy stories in class today. It was really something. It was really funny. You know, we're just in this small like meeting room space. There's 12 of us in the class, 13 if you include the professor. And the door is closed, but you know, people could always be walking by. So so as people are asking like, oh, why are they making these stories like this? And the professor's talking about like, oh, because the way they had to see it is because like, you know, the way they saw it is all Jews are evil, stuff like that. And then he looks at the door being like, no one's going by and overhearing this now, right? And taking it out of context and being like, what the heck are they discussing in there, you know? But yeah, after hearing about all these stories today, like I do not know a whole lot about Jewish history, and especially in like medieval times. But now, after the story says, like, wow, I have so much more respect for the people that had to deal with stories like this being spread around about them, that are, you know, these insanely outlandish things, you know? Like, my goodness gracious. So, you know, and yes, Christians who think you cannot be saved with baptism are just plain wrong. Christian theology always held a firm belief that everyone can. Unless it's, you know, some of these, you know, medieval time stories, and it's like, oh, if you're an adult man who's been circumcised, then you can't be saved. But, you know, by different standards, different times, I guess, big stretch from the dookie there. So there's that. But yeah, so there's that all. And apparently because they had this, like, fixation on circumcision, like, on, you know, not circumcising because they were using baptism to circumcise the spirit, meant that a lot of people, especially back then, needed to explain away the fact that Jesus was circumcised, being like, oh, the person that we're worshiping did the thing that we don't like? How do we explain that away? So there was that. So we discussed some very interesting thingamabobs in this class. One of the interesting kind of historical things that we delved into was that in medieval times, there were a lot of restrictions in place for what kind of jobs Jewish people could go into. So oftentimes, if you came from a Jewish background, you would basically be forced into either like a merchant role or a money lending role, because you were in a society that pretty much wouldn't allow you to take on any other role. And in society there in medieval times, the way that it was with Christians was that they weren't allowed to charge interest to one another if they were lending money. But, you know, if you were of Jewish descent, that didn't apply to you, and, you know, you can make a living off of it by charging interest. So, you know, a lot of people were forced into that role. One, because it was, like, one of the only things available to them. And 2, like, why the heck would a Christian go into that if they're not allowed to charge interest on it? Like, they have nothing to gain from becoming a money lender, you know, if they're just constantly breaking even every time. You know, so, and you know, you're not exactly going to look all that fondly on the person that you owe money to, especially with interest and such. So we talked a little bit about how, you know, these people were very much forced into a role that put them into a negative stereotype, having, you know, basically no choice in the matter. So, yeah, you know, kind of sounds like it sucked, you know? So there's that. Medieval Christians forced the Jews to become money lenders. Medieval Christians complained that Jews are rich. That was exactly what it was. Is they were literally forcing them into that role, and then complaining that they had, you know, continued to make money off of that, and were in, like, a good economic position, you know? It's like, yeah, whose fault is that? You're the ones that forced them into that role, you absolute fools. Anyway, it was a cool class. I've honestly enjoyed this class. It's gonna be kind of saddening that there's only, you know, the one class left being next week of this, and then, you know, it'll just be finals and stuff. Because, you know, we've discussed some really crazy things in this class. You were the one that wanted to talk to me, right?
What?
I thought you wanted to talk to me. You told me to come here.
What?
What do you want? What do you want? You told me to come here. Let's return to reality. But yeah, those restrictions for Jewish people looking for jobs was still a thing in the 20th century. A lot of people who worked on comic books were Jewish, really. So I can't word say, so a lot of restrictions lasting all the way until then. Jeez. But yeah, funny that Americans circumcise their children now. Yeah, now it's pretty standard in, you know, a lot of the West is the thing. And, you know, so a very big contrast to then. But yeah, everybody like your classroom, professor said, and I quote, all Jews are evil. It just, okay, out of context. Very out of context there.
How goes the
What do you need today? You freaking called me here!
Done already?
What do you want from me?